Elizabeth, hi, Jim Delapine here. I want to give you some video feedback on this. So you did some extra things that don't make sense, but so you need to kind of undo a bunch of this stuff. So let me go through the steps here. So what we're going to do is first I see that you created this smart object here with smart filters. Okay, you're going to get rid of that. Okay, so once you do that, everything changes here, and I'll show you why. So I'm just going to hide it for now. Alright, so if you scroll down here, I note that you've got a brightness contrast adjustment layer and a levels adjustment layer, and it's affecting everything below it because they're not clipping masks like they are here. Okay, so if you hide these, you'll see a big difference. Okay, so you need to go in here, and I see this is for the source, so you need to alter option click here, as you know, and then now this is now affecting the saw only. Okay. So you now need to go in and work with the separate elements, and let's see here. You have adjustment layers for these, so that's good. Um, all right, so let's see here. I don't know what you have here. The bowling pin. Well, okay, okay. So that's handled. Also, you need to go in here. This is used a soft edge brush for this. Let's see what this is here. So this is the saw, and you painted on the saw, it looks like. So, disable layer mask. Yep, you painted on the saw here. So that, and with the soft edge brush, you cannot undo that. All right, so instead of painting on the layer mask, you painted on the saw image. So you cannot, you can't fix that. All right, in order to fix that, you have to go back and, I mean, it takes retouching, but, well, maybe you could do something here. Let me see here. Well, I don't know, it gets real tricky and involved. So let's move on. So now with the carpet, and you have a layer 13 with stuff on it. Let's go here. So if I isolate this layer by Alt or Option clicking on this, you have all this stuff here that doesn't make sense. This is where shadows should go, and you try to repair the carpet by doing that. So what we're going to do is hide that for now or delete it. Really, it's actually deleted. Right? So let's look at the carpet. All right, this seam doesn't work. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go down to the background layer and Alt or Option click on the visibility icon so all the other layers are hidden except that one. So this way you can see better. Now what you're going to do is go to the clone tool, the rubber stamp tool. Make sure it's at 100% hardness, and then you're going to create a source point by Alt or Option clicking. Well, first of all, get a brush that is, let's say, maybe 100 pixels, maybe 100 pixels in size, yeah. Now you go to Alt or Option click like right around here to create a source point, okay? Then I'm going to come straight down, and starting here, I'm going to click and drag along. You'll see that crosshair. It's copying from where that crosshair is to the area where the circle is or the brush head. All right, it's going to stop at some point, okay? So then you can come down here and click and drag again, and you can continue to come down until it stops copying because it's stealing from there, but it's not going to copy over an area that's already that hasn't been retouched. So you have to change your source points quite a lot. So I'm going to change my source point now. Again, when I say change your source point, it means Alt or Option clicking again up here, and then coming down, and then your painting. Okay. Whenever that crosshair goes up to the, let's say, the toy chest, that's when you'll start copying that area. So you want to stop that. Okay. So it's changing the source points often that will help you. All right. Now you get this repetitive look. Alright, we're going to fix that in a moment, so you keep doing that. So Alt click here, and then I'm just changing all this. Okay, Alt, see, it stole from the chest, so Alt click here. Okay, Alt click here. You want to kind of steal from the same shadow areas ideally, but in this case it's no problem. Alright, so you've got a repetitive pattern over here, just like you did with that stone wall, with that, I think it was 5-1. Okay, so Alt click here, and then you can cover up this repetition area here. Alright, so changing your source points is going to avoid that repetitive look. Okay, Alt click here. So you want this to look consistently nice. Alright, so but you get the idea. Okay, so now I'll click again to show all those layers. So now you have the carpet coming down and all is good there. And so you have to go in there and you want to make all these individual, I mean, you have brightness levels in here. You may want to, just make sure you want this to be bright. Okay, so what you could do, since this is a toy and this screams out for it, create a hue saturation adjustment layer and increase the saturation, which increases the vibrancy of color. Okay, and all right. So now the next thing important thing is shadows. So again, you wanted to create a shadow that goes from the football onto the surface of the body. So if I select the body, all right, something shifted here. I don't know what you did. I don't know. Huh. There's a duplicate underneath. Yeah, get rid of all duplicates because your file size is tremendous. Getting rid of layers that you don't need will help that. Okay, so this is fine, but you have duplicate layers down here. So click, shift click, this one too, and just delete them. All right, get rid of any unnecessary layers. There's a piece here. As a matter of fact, it gets in the way. It causes a problem over here. So get rid of those. All right. So with this layer active, you want to create a new layer above the adjustment layer. So I'll click on the top adjustment layer and select a new layer. This will be your shadow layer. Okay. I want to control click on the thumbnail for the layer mask right here. I'm control or command clicking. And then with this new layer active, I'm going to now paint with a shadow. Make sure gray is your foreground color. Okay, hit OK. Go to your paintbrush tool, select a 0% hardness brush, and you want a rather large brush, so use your right bracket key to increase the size of the brush. I would say something like that would be fine. And then paint something like that. Okay, then you're going to put that into multiply mode. That all shadow layers need to be in multiply mode. Okay, so if I deselect now, there's the shadow. Doesn't really look good yet, but you can also lower the opacity. It doesn't really, it doesn't look as good because it's against the darker toy chest, but actually it does not look good at all. But you need a shadow into there. So, I mean, you could always go in there and mask. You know what you should do? You can customize this. So, for example, I'm going to get a larger paintbrush, very large, and click right here. Whoops. What I have to do is control click here. Okay, now a large paintbrush here, click. Maybe too big. Okay, something like that. So now, all right, it looks dirty, actually. But what you can do is now create a layer mask. Okay, and now what you could do is customize that. If you don't like it, you're now painting on the layer mask to hide certain areas. Okay, so that's, you can go back and forth. You can delete, add by controlling what you painted with the layer mask. Okay, So you may want to do something like this. Yeah, something like this looks better. Okay? Again, you can lower the opacity if you want, but that will ground it to the body. You need to also throw a shadow underneath this sword arm and this arm over here coming down. You know, it doesn't have to be much. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it has to be there. And there should also be one at the top of this bowling pin lid, like here and here. Because in reality, if this is stuck into that, there'd be a shadow from the torso thrown onto it. That's what's going to ground everything. All right, so I hope that helped. Don't forget, you also need to create a saved and a renamed channel here. All right, you don't have anything. You don't have anything that's saved. I see you have a renamed channel, but there's nothing here. Okay, so it has to be from any one of these: a selection, saved, renamed, and I see it as a channel. All right, hope that helped.